stressed out more about doing this than earlier this March I did a keynote for 500 administrators. That didn't bother me like this did. And I'm a control freak. I begged Pam, can I just have the remote? I can do it in 6 minutes and 40 seconds, but some slides need 30 seconds. Come on.
No, 20 seconds a slide.
Oh.
So let me introduce this. This is Brian Stack. He's the principal at Sanborn Regional High School, and he is a strong advocate for personalized learning. He is a forward thinker with technology. He is my favorite principal, Brian Stack.
And Pam is my favorite librarian. All right, so we're going to talk about change. Chris Harris told you a lot about change. I'm going to give you change from the perspective of school administrators and what we're facing, because change is coming for us too. And if your principal isn't thinking about change, they probably need to retire too, because change is coming whether we like it or not. Sanborn, I'm going to tell you a little bit about change in the context of Sanborn. We decided 3 years ago to put ourselves at the edge of the curve of change instead of being all the way in the back somewhere. And it's paid off so far. We're not perfect, but we're getting there. We've been around for 100+ years, like a lot of high schools in America. Back in the 1880s when we first started, schools were preparing students for real life, right? Real life in the Industrial Revolution. And this guy, a steel worker, millionaire, billionaire, Andrew Carnegie said, well, schools are going to organize themselves around seat time. And we're going to come back to that a little bit later. Fast forward 70 years, schools are still preparing kids for the real world. And you can see from the top, some things have changed. More technology, more forward thinking. But if you look at the bottom, some things haven't changed. Still a lot of Industrial Revolution style workplace. Fast forward another 70 years. Man, we are still preparing kids for the real world, except we start to not know what that real world is like, right? Chris talked about that with his own daughter. I feel that way about my 4 sons. Forget college. I have no idea what we're going to do. And my oldest is 7. We're preparing kids for careers that don't exist yet. It's a sad reality at the high school level. I don't know what the high school kids are going to be doing 5 years out, 10 years out. It's definitely a reality at the elementary level. So college and career ready is what it's all about, giving them the skills that they need. Oh, and by the way, in the last 100 years, schools have added a ton of other things that we have to manage. You name it, we do it. We basically parent kids, for lack of a better word. We feed them, we clothe them, we educate them, we parent them. And those things aren't going away. Federal legislation is changing. NCLB is dying. States are trying to get out of it. This past June, New Hampshire became another state to be granted the waiver. That's going to change the way principals need to operate, and they need you by their side all along the way. And what about that technology, right? How about those overhead projectors? That's not our library, by the way. How about those big, oversized paperweights? No, we got to get technology into the schools, but like Chris said, we got to teach people how to use them. So our schools are at a crossroads. The libraries are too. If you're not your principal's best friend, you need to be. Pam asked me for things. She needs money, she needs resources. I sell my soul to the devil to get her what she needs. I really do. And trust me, I've sold my soul to the devil. So at Sanborn, we want to be at the edge of the curve. We've decided if we want to be a premier school in the state, we can't focus on a million things, man. We focused on 3 big ideas that we want to be the best at. Because we're convinced that if we can do these 3 things better than anybody else, we're going to be a great school. So we're focused on small learning communities. We put all of our freshmen and sophomores into small pods with teachers. They collaborate. They have flex time. They work with them. We put our juniors and seniors into career pathway learning communities so that they can focus their education on what's next. Our library is a big part of our learning communities. They're part of every PLC meeting. They're an embedded librarian. Pam gets herself into all of these meetings. She's planning with people, planning with kids all along the way. It's just what she does. Come on, slide. I'm ready for the next one. Let's go. Student engagement. We're a firm believer in competency-based grading and reporting. We're probably all the way at the edge of the curve in New Hampshire on this one. We do it full scale. Performance assessments, it's a big piece for us, but we recognize that Andrew Carnegie was wrong. It's not about the amount of seat time, it's about what you actually learned. And in the library, Pam has had to adjust a lot of the things that she does to help kids meet their needs for competencies. Credit recovery, competency recovery, enrichment, you name it, she has to be on the ball with staying on top of what kids need. And all of that combines with our third pillar. It's improving our climate and culture in our school. We've been a mediocre school for a long time, a school that kids aren't overly proud to go to. And we've changed that perception in our school to be a really top-notch school. And that same culture and climate change is happening in our library. It's a vibrant space. Kids are engaged. Kids are, oh my God, drinking coffee at the table in the library. Oh my God. But we have carpets there. It's okay. You can clean a carpet. You can clean a carpet. You got to create a space that the kids want to be in, because this is what we used to have. I have this talk with my 4 little boys before we go into the public library. My wife and I say, now guys, gonna use your little library voices, very quiet, no running, no this, no that, no that. My son's like, oh, I hate all the no talks, Dad. Why do we have to go to the library? This is what we want our libraries to look like. I'm telling you that. If your principal doesn't feel this way, they should retire. Have them come see me. I will talk them out of the profession. This is what libraries need to look like, guys. We will support you in making them look that way. We will. Pam, oh, I'm at the end. I want to echo everything that Chris said, because he's right on. He said all the right things. I can tell you as a school principal, I'm not alone in the state. Many of my colleagues feel this way, either because they want to or because they have to. But we want to partner with you. You are probably our #1 supporter. You really are the apple butter in this partner.